Hiya, and welcome back to Homecoming Morenatsu Revisited. The game that teaches us that technical issues are going to kill me one day. It's gonna kill me one of these days. Anyways, let's just hop right in. It's clear to me that I need to make the right choice. With unwavering resolve, I glance over at Taro. I'll shield Kala from damage. Taro, make good on that spell, okay? The lion's eyes widen as he looks over at me in shock. Wait, what? Mr. Nishimura, you lose all your experience points for sure! I give a smile and shake my head, folding my arms across my chest. No, Taro! My mind is made up! I'm doing the Attack on Titan salute. He opens his mouth to protest, but I hold up a hand to interrupt. Listen, if you guys fall, we'll have no chance. Oh, bye, Mordex. I can't even scratch this thing, let alone kill it on my own. It's for the best. Another look of shock comes to Shun's face, the wolf gaping momentarily.
You're going to sacrifice all the experience points we gained from this? We're talking at least 10 levels worth!
I shoot a playful glare in Shun's direction and rise up on my knees. Never make a man repeat himself when he's being heroic. I look back over at Taro, giving him another smile. We won't lose this day, Taro. I'm counting on you. The lion winces but nods, his cheeks staining a soft red. Right! Now finish him off! As I pick up the dice, I hear Shin mutter softly, though I can make out the words. Well, I feel special over here. Kind of feel a little guilty, but at the same time, I know that Taro is a lot more vulnerable. Mages need time to cast their spells. Give the dice a swift roll and look down at the result. 9. With a sigh, Shun jots something down in his notebook. When he's done, he stares over at Taro.
Kala the Wolf Wizard. He's completely shielded from any damage dealt by Amon's upcoming turn.
Without pause, Shun silently scoops up his dice and rolls. I watch as the dice comes to a stop beside a discarded box of chocolate cookies. The 17 is unmistakable. Shun clears his throat and nudges his glasses further up his snout.
Amon takes a deep breath before exhaling fire from its mouth. The party is hit for 60 points of damage. Bulklier is overcome by the heat in the place, killing him instantly.
Shin massages between his eyes, giving an annoyed sigh. Well, I'm not quite sure what I expected. Shun glances between Taro and I, ears drooping as he rests his gaze on me.
And?
Oh god, that was... Oh god.
And... Yuki the Fox Healer sacrifices his life to protect Kala from death!
Mr. Nishimura! I'll make this up to ya! I glance over at the lion and nod, a small smile coming to my face. I know you will! You're going to destroy this fiend! Tar gives a shy smile, his cheeks going slightly red. Yeah! You can count up me, Mr. Nishimura! The lion's demeanor suddenly changes, showing a surprised level of confidence. I am having way too much fun right now. He casts a glance over at Shun, the wolf just as surprised as I am by the sudden change in mood. I'm gonna cast Thunderbolt! This is for you, Hiroyuki! Your death will not be in vain! Taro reaches for his dice and picks it up. Turning to face me, he gives me a quick wink and rolls. The dice bounces once, catches the edge of a discarded box of Pocky and bounces to the floor. I got it! Torihiko swats his notebook down on the dice as if it were a fly swatter, but doesn't lift it up. He looks up at Taro and takes a deep breath. You ready, Soutarou? The confident look on the lion's face remains, and he nods. I was born ready! With a slight gasp, Torihiko nods and lifts the notebook up, turning his head away as the pages slide away from a plastic icosagon below it. 19! A look of pure excitement crosses Shun's face as he drops his notebook, a wide smile forming.
With a wave of her magic staff, Kala beckons a bolt of gold lightning from its tip. Amon's shrieks die away as a mystic bolt punches right through his skull. His body seizes before slumping to the ground, his spirit departing this realm. Pretty much.
That's exactly what I was picturing happening. R.I.P. Piccolo. You will be missed. Hey, what are you doing? Before he can react, Torihiko and Tatsuki grab him and hoist him up on their shoulders, carrying him out of the room like a soccer player who scored the winning goal. Shun's eyes widen and he gives chase. It looks like something out of a movie, and the sight makes me smile. You did it, man! The wizard babe strikes again.
No, wait, watch the door frame!
Shin looks over at me and gives a cheeky smile. You know, I think I'm glad that I wasn't the one to get the killing blow. Bitch!
And so, our surviving heroes, Kala the wizard and Arashi the rogue, drag themselves back up from Amon's now permanent resting place. The fog over Alay has finally lifted. Their fallen comrades in their arms, they stare up at the sky, wondering how long the peace will last.
Torihiko gives a wide grin before flashing a wink in Shin's direction. You know the upside to surviving a battle with a god. Shin remains silent and just stares back at him. Well? Shin continues to remain silent, although I can see the cheeky gleam within his eyes. Aw, come on! Every medieval fantasy girl will want one of my cubs. Damn. Damn. The cat glances at me before turning back to face Torihiko. Yes, I'm sure that the rogue that ran and hid will be irresistible. Hey! I still live to tell the tale. I should come for something. The tiger suddenly clears his throat and grins over at me. I'm starting to get a bad feeling over this. You know, I could probably settle for some new armor. Do you mind if I loot your inventory, Yuki? An uneasy feeling comes to me as Shun gives a sudden glare to Torihiko before slapping the table with both hands.
Are you kidding me? He's the reason the party won!
Impreg. My brain is telling me to unplug my hard drive, but I'm not going to.
Plus, he'll still need his gear for the next time we play together.
Torihiko gives a wide smirk before winking in my direction. Well, it is called role-playing, and Arashi is a rogue. Yeah. And... yeah, and you know what, Torihiko? I am holding a lamp. Tora, I am holding a lamp that I will shove up your ass horizontally. Have fun explaining that to the doctors. There is no flared base. You will require surgery to get it removed, like those fish. You know what I'm talking about. Mute that. Before I'm able to respond, I hear a sudden laugh. As I look in the direction of its source, I see Shin snickering behind his hand. A rogue, you've insisted on playing like a warrior for this entire campaign. Perhaps that's the reason you die so often? An embarrassed expression makes its way to Tora's face, and he rubs the back of his head with the hand. The tiger stares down at the floor. Yeah, but the thievery skills are so boring! Except for mug and loot. Torihiko stares back up at me, all trace of embarrassment gone, replaced with his trademark smile. How about it, Yuki? Wanna help buy my new equipment? As I stare back, a memory of the past flashes through my mind. Torihiko and I, we often shared everything. The thought brings up feelings of nostalgia, and I smile inwardly. Letting Tora take my equipment in this game would be no different. Then again, Shun's words struck a chord with me. What if we could play again before I leave? Hands off, thief, or take it, you scoundrel! Begone, foul creature! Making my decision, I decide to immerse myself into the role. I stare intently into his eyes and pretend that I'm annoyed. As dashing as you are! It seems you'll oh wait, I hit the wrong thing. Damn it. I hit the wrong thing, I'm sorry. Making my decision, I decide to immerse myself into the role. Hands to yourself, thief! I'll be needing this for next time! The words are barely out, and Shun's tail suddenly starts wagging vigorously. He gives an excited smile and looks as if he's about to break into song and dance.
See, I told you!
Shun hushes himself by clearing his throat and pretending to wipe the corner of his mouth with his thumb. He gives me the happiest smile I've seen from him in a long time.
So you want me to hang on to your character sheet, hero?
Yeah. I nod and hand over my character sheet. He gingerly takes it and places it into a protective plastic sheet, storing it safely inside the box. While he does this, Torihiko leans in close and nudges me. Hey, I wasn't being serious. I mean, I might loot from these guys, but you get a free pass. We all spend time taking empty plastic bottles and boxes to the different bins beside the Kodori household. Making sure to separate the rubbish properly, we all excitedly chat about our next session and potentially new builds for me to try out. Eventually, though, it was time to part ways. Since I didn't bring anything with me, I followed Shun out onto the porch and breathe in the afternoon air.
That went way too fast.
My chest tightens and I find myself thinking the same thing. Although it took several hours, I still wish it could have lasted longer. Pushing those thoughts to the side, I give a slight shake of my head. Maybe you were just having too much fun killing us all. Wolf gives a wide grin, which I return with one of my own. He glances at me, reaching a hand up to my shoulder.
Well, yeah, but you did really good for your first time. Maybe if you could stay, we could get you caught up with everyone else.
I look down at him and flick my ears in interest. An all-nighter, huh? Well, maybe if my grandparents weren't expecting me home. Shun's smile fades and he glances away from me.
No, I meant... Hiro... Do you ever think about Minasato? Or about moving back?
I blink, wondering where this has come from all of a sudden. As I take a few moments to think, memories flash in my mind. An immense guilt passes through me. The truth is, I've never gone a day where I haven't thought about this town. I can feel tears forming in my eyes, and to say the words that are in my heart. Shun. I always do think of Minasato. I turn to face him and see that his eyes are also misty. I think about everyone else, too. The wolf stares at me momentarily before giving a slight smile. Slowly, he pulls me into an embrace. Surprised, it takes me a few seconds to realize, and I gently return it.
I hope so.
He murmurs something softly, though I can't make it out. We release each other from our embrace, and the wolf glances up at me.
What about moving back here? What if you guys got part-time jobs and we all just stayed together? Wouldn't that be cool? Video games and manga every day! Like, nothing changed.
Ah! Better yet, where's the fourth option? Where's the fourth option where we just magically teleport everything we own to Hiroyuki's grandparents and we just live there for the rest of our lives? Where's that option? Damn it! I don't have access to the console. Damn it! Screw Osaka. They don't have. I meet his gaze with my own, a wide smile breaking out across my face. That would be a dream come true. Wolf continues to smile happily at me.
I know it's just a dumb thought, but I really want to keep you close this time.
His smile becomes smaller, his voice softening. He pauses momentarily as if trying to think of the right thing to say.
We've always had fun together, but today has been more fun than I can remember.
Like a love song on the radio! Shun's eyes dart away and he leans against the porch's support beam. He stares out at the beautiful sunset, seeming content to just watch and listen to the chirping of the cicadas. I watch him for a few moments before turning my gaze at the horizon. It really is more beautiful than I imagined it would be. I used to take everything for granted, but now, being back here in this moment, truly makes me realize just how much I've given up over the last 5 years.
Maybe I could go back and stay with you instead.
Frostclaw question. How big is Hiroyuki's suitcase? Well, not with that attitude. Shun. Okay, so, if we fold your legs so that way they touch your face, we might be able to get you to fit. What are the legalities of smuggling a human person into Osaka? What are the legalities of that? Like, what is the prison sentence? It's only illegal if you get caught. Exactly. What are the legalities of smuggling an anthropomorphic wolf into Osaka? Like, what is the prison sentence? You wouldn't recommend it? Oh, damn, is a prison sentence really that bad? Damn. Well, it's only illegal if you get caught. The two of us are interrupted as we hear the front door open. Our friends step through the doorway, Tatsuki looking a little worse for wear. Ugh. Nah, think I ate too many cookies. My stomach hurts like hell. Torihiko gently supports the dragon, patting him on the back. Getting a little old there, huh? In a surprising turn of events, Tatsuki doesn't protest. Instead, he simply sighs tiredly. Maybe. A squeamish look comes across Shin's face, the cat glancing away from the groaning dragon. We should probably hurry before Tatsuki has an unfortunate incident in front of Shun's house. With all of us in agreement, we say our farewells to the Shun. I follow the others up the driveway, stopping to glance back at the wolf. As much as I'd like to stay and talk, my grandparents are likely back home by now, and it wouldn't be polite to come home too late. See you later, Shun. I wave too many waves back. However, I can tell that the smile on his face is half-hearted. As I look up the dirt path, I see Taro walking beside Torihiko. The two of them seem to be talking to one another. With a smile, I jog over to them before slowing to a walk. As I join them, Taro glances over at me and smiles. Hey, Mr. Nishimori, you live close by, right? Want to walk with us? Before I can respond, Taro gives me a thumbs up and smiles. I'm sure you know this by now, but we're experienced adventurers. We're even thinking about branching out into bodyguard duty. I chuckle, giving my tail a happy swish. I don't have to pay you in gold, do I? The three of us laugh, and I fall in line next to Taro. Three of us walk down the dirt road, the setting sun still providing enough light to mark where each of our steps were. So you said you've been playing the game for a while now, right? The lion blinks before glancing at me. Yeah, just for 2 years. I played Sword World a lot before that, though. My dad had an old set for it. Taro's eyes flick to the ground for a minute, kicking a rock off into the grass. Torihiko rubs the back of his head. Hey, do you still have it somewhere? Maybe we can try it sometime. Rubbing his nose quickly with the back of his hand, the lion clears his throat. Nah, it's pretty outdated now. I was really out of focus more on soccer practice and my workouts. Yeah, if you hang out with Shun too long, his sweet tooth is probably going to rub off on you. From beside us, Torihiko gives a nervous laugh. Yeah, I definitely need to do a few push-ups before bed. I ate way too many snacks today. A wide smile crosses Taro's face, and he shifts his glance between the two of us. Well, how about a race? Before we can react, the lion dashes off, leaving Torihiko and I in the dust. The two of us glance at each other. I guess that's what we get for suggesting a soccer player walk home. Hey, Soutarou, wait up! Tora takes off after Taro, leaving me behind to catch my breath. And we died. We're always dying. Hero... Oh, damn. Is that the secret route? Truck-kun? Is that the secret route? Truck-kun? This isn't Nekojishi. Isekaiing to Morenatsu every time we die. Don't worry, that happens all the time. After breakfast, I helped Grandma with washing the dishes. I can't help but hum to myself. For some reason, I'm in a really good mood today. Thank you for the miso soup, Grandma. It was delicious. You're welcome, dear. She has a huge, genuine smile on her face while she cleans. Must not be very often she has someone other than Grandpa complimenting her food. Eh? To my surprise, she starts humming along with me. It's the theme song to an old television show I watched when I was a kid. I'm surprised she knows it too. Hoshinotabi, Grandma? Oh, I didn't think you'd remember that show. When you were a baby, your father used to hold you in his lap while you watched it together. You were such an adorable child. Grandma? Oh, now look at you. You're almost all grown up. how time flies. You're gonna make me cry. I suppose I never thought about it, but I'm sure my visit has awakened a lot of nostalgic feelings in her, too. As the sunlight shines through the window, I can see her eyes twinkle. I love you, Grandma. She pulls me closer with the right arm and squeezes. I love you, too. I could stay like this forever. I'm glad I got this opportunity to be with my grandparents. You never know how much longer you have with them. There's a sense of comfort, familiarity in her embrace. But time marches on. Not everything lasts forever. I distance myself from her, blushing slightly. Even now, the moment's already gone. Could you get that, dear? I'll finish up the dishes. Sure. I wipe my hands off with a nearby towel, then rush to catch the phone in time. Hello, Nishimura residence. This is Hiroyuki. Hero! A voice cries out from the other end of the line. I know that voice anywhere. Tora? Why do you sound so surprised? I don't know. You can only see my face, you don't understand how annoying it is. Normal people don't exactly yell someone's name into the phone. I take a deep breath and try to maintain composure. Dude, you take things way too seriously. Meh. Anyway. There's a strange pause. Do you want to meet me at the bus stop in half an hour? I've got something cool I want to show you. Eh? I'll take that as a yes. Thanks, Yuki. I'll see you soon. He usually makes that noise when he's embarrassed. I feel like I just got hit by a whirlwind. We're just gonna... We can stand on our own, Torihiko. Are we hearing him out or telling him to fuck off? Sorry, Tora, but kindly fuck off. Candy! Or the shrine. I already know the answer. We have to go to the shrine for Soutarou. I decided to leave the stone barrier and cut across the meadow. It's harder, sure, but it means I'll reach the shade at the other end faster. Traveling along a side road, I find myself at the stairs leading up to the shrine. I smile inwardly as I remember the good times I used to have here.
Here, wait for me!
The memory of that little wolf running after me as we chased each other near the shrine goes through my head. It was a favorite place for us to play, much to the chagrin of our parents. It was like such a long time ago. I stand there pondering the thought. It's kind of rude to be here and to just get out of the sun. But... it's not gonna hurt anyone. Nod to myself, having made up my mind. As I begin to climb the stairs, I notice a figure standing at the base of the second flight. Okay, why is it that every single time I see this, I immediately think of the Don to Don opening theme? Like, all that comes to mind is Otanoke by Creepy Nuts. As I begin to climb the stairs, I notice a figure standing at the base of the second flight. It seems to be hesitating. Huh. Wait a second, I recognize him. I ascend the steps faster so I can catch up with him. Hey, Taro! The lion jolts, looking down towards me in surprise. I ignore the sweat rolling down my face as I catch up to him. How are you doing? Oh, you know. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm actually done fucking around. You know, taking it easy. He gives me a shy smile and a slight shrug of his shoulders. Can't help but chuckle at his choice of words. He seems so dismissive about it, which kind of reminds me of Shin. And how are you, Mr. Nishimura? I shrugged the same way he did, grinning at the emphasis he put on his question. Enjoying being back in my hometown. It's still kind of like a dream. Everything's exactly the way I remember it. The sights, the smells, the sounds, they're all the same. I look back at him only to notice his expression has become more cautious. From the corner of my eyes, I can see him shielding his pocket with his hand. Hey, I'm about to ask him what he's hiding, but I realize my manners and stop myself. Instead, I scratch my head awkwardly and glance to the side. The silence is uncomfortable. Looks like this topic went nowhere, so I decided to change the subject. I used to come up here all the time with my dad. This seems to pique his interest. I know it's kind of cruel to be talking about my father with him, especially given the circumstances. But I had to think of something to talk about. He wanted me to have faith in something. Said it was good for your soul. I rubbed the side of my ear. I didn't really embrace the idea. Taro smiles a little and gives me a slight understanding nod. Of course I try my best to take it seriously, especially since Shun's family runs the shrine. Gesturing toward the stairs, I begin to walk up the next flight. Lion falls behind me, his guarded expression seeming to have faded away. Mr. Nishimura, about the shrine. Could you tell me a little more about it? I don't really know much. I stop, waiting as Taro hurriedly catches up. I can't say I know much myself, but if I remember the legend properly, it said that the shrine god is a distant Kodori ancestor who oversees the prosperity of the village. I scratch under my chin as I try to remember more of the shrine's legend. He looks after the happiness of everyone by granting them a plentiful life that continues into adulthood. There's more to the legend, but I'm afraid I can't remember it. Sorry. I sigh, feeling a little dejected. Why didn't I pay more attention? I really could have impressed him with my knowledge. That's alright. I didn't know any of that stuff, so thanks. Turning to look at the lion, I can see a warm smile on his face. No problem. I smile back in return. You know what? Sotarou's mom, Mrs. Tono, deserves a win. Oh, he'd be a wolf. Or a bunny. Embrace Bunny Link! Yeah, in Twilight Princess. He's a wolf in Twilight Princess, but only in part of it. However, there is an entire section in A Link to the Past where you play as a bunny in the Dark World. Bunny Link! Ah, fuck!
Self-voicing enabled.
Damn it!
Self-voicing disabled.
Go fuck yourself, self-voicing. I grabbed a thing and I dropped it. I can't find it. Gotta turn on the light. Here you are. Alright, come hither! Ah! We're here for a good time, not a long time. Okay. I got it. What about a good long time? Oh, damn. Anyways, does anyone know tomorrow's Powerball lottery numbers? Does anyone know tomorrow's lottery numbers? Oh, we need to give them to Mrs. Tono, so she can have a win. Thank you, cats. Mrs. Tono now has 1 billion yen. Finally, we reach the top of the stairs. Oh, Shun's here. I blink and follow Taro's glance. Sure enough, Shun is out front along with a lankier figure. Try to figure out just who it is. I hear a loud groan.
Ugh! Dad? At this rate, it's going to take forever!
I see. The man with Shun is his father. Two of them seem to be hard at work. Oh, I really wish you wouldn't complain, son. Oh, this is an important task after all, and we still have the courtyard to clean. Oh. Surrounding them is a bucket of water, a couple mops, some brooms, and various other things. As Taro and I slowly enter the field of vision, Shun's eyes meet with mine.
Hiroyuki! Soutarou!
He drops what he's doing and runs for us, leaping up to hug us both.
Hiya! It's so good to see you.
Pulling back from the embrace, I notice Mr. Kodori has arrived behind his son. I bow respectfully to him. It's good to see you again, Mr. Kodori. He bows back rather stiffly and eyes me. I remember you. Nishimura, if I'm correct. I nod, suddenly feeling very out of place. Yes, sir. Shun's dad isn't exactly as I remember. While Shun and Taro continue talking, I notice Mr. Kodori's growing frustration. I still have memories of playing video games at Shun's house. His dad often gave us helpful tips whenever we'd get stuck. It's the polar opposite to what I'm seeing right now. He seems almost frustrated that we're here. Shun doesn't seem to notice and instead gives Taro another big hug, the line returning it with an animated smile. I don't know what they're saying. Not because I can't hear them, but because I'm stunned at how close they've become. It's almost as if they're longtime friends.
You okay, Hiroyuki?
I'm broken out of my thoughts by Shun's voice. Perfect timing too, as I was starting to feel like a third wheel. Sorry, must have been daydreaming again.
You've been doing that a lot lately.
He grins at me, his tail swishing behind him. Taro looks over at me before giving a soft chuckle. Glad he's starting to feel more comfortable around me. Excuse me, Mr. Kodori. The lion bows politely as the older wolf stares down at him. If it ain't too much trouble, can I enter the shrine? I wanna make a prayer. Shun's dad stares at him. After a few moments of silence, he gives a nod. Very well, you may proceed. Taro bows once more, then turns to face us. Giving Shun and I a shy wave, he heads further into the shrine. And what of you, Mr. Nishimura? I jolt, not expecting the sudden question. Looking up at him, I met with an accusatory stare. Truth be told, I had no real plan for being here other than getting some shade, but knowing that Shun's here brings back feelings of nostalgia. Glancing over at Shun, I notice he's looking a little tired. Maybe I should offer to help? On the other hand, Taro has gone ahead to make a prayer. I could join him instead if that means escaping Mr. Kodori's glare. Who knows, I might even make a prayer of my own. As much as I want to help my dear friend, I'm forced to admit to myself that I'll only get in the way. My gaze shifts to the shrine entryway as Taro walks through the huge doors. Taking a breath, I give my response to Mr. Kodori. It's okay, I'd like to join Taro and make a prayer too. A surprised look comes to Mr. Kodori's face, but he quickly composes himself.
Of course, Hiro, that's fine.
Thanks. I really wish you wouldn't do that, Shun. The smaller wolf scowls over at his dad. Just as it looks like he's about to say something, Mr. Kodori gives another sigh. Fine, you may go. I finish my bow and look over at Shun, giving him a wave. He waves back before picking up some cleaning supplies and moving towards the courtyard. Chuckle to myself and head further into the shrine. Mickey Mouse is now Mr. Kodori. In the central area, I see Taro standing in front of the Chozubachi. He holds a ladle in his hand, staring down at it in confusion. Is everything okay, Taro? Looks at me awkwardly as I walk up beside him. Mr. Nishimura! I don't remember how to do this. I blink before giving him an understanding smile. Okay then. Follow along with what I do. I I grab another nearby ladle while the lion looks to me for guidance. First, you fill it with water. I dip the ladle into the Chozubachi's water. Taking a breath, I step back. Taro carefully mimics my movements. Now we purify ourselves. I demonstrate the next step, pouring a small amount of water over my hands. First, you pour some over your left hand, then your right. Like this, see? Yeah, what's next? Take the ladle into your right hand, pour some water into your cupped left hand, and then cleanse your muzzle like this. I sip the water and then swish it around in my mouth. I see. Follows my actions. After we're satisfied with the rinsing, we spit the water out into the drainage area. Good job. Lastly, we have to clean the ladle. Lift it upright and let the rest of the water wash over the handle, then place it back where it belongs. He nods in understanding, following my lead. Thank you, Mr. Nishimura. Not a problem, Taro. You mind if I join you? I have my own prayer I'd like to make. Taro smiles a little wider, giving an enthusiastic nod. Of course, I don't mind. We walk together towards the offering box. Taking a breath, I bow slightly. The lion continues following my actions, probably trying to make sure he doesn't mess anything up. Taro fishes into his pocket and grabs a coin. There. Watch as he carefully tosses the coin into the box. Don't want it to be left out. I'll follow his lead this time and reach into my wallet, pulling out a similar coin. After tossing it into the box with Taro's, I reach for a nearby bell cord. Ring the bell twice and hold the cord out for Taro. Here, don't forget to announce your offering. He looks at me for a moment before nodding and taking the cord. I back a gasp as his hand brushes against mine. I don't want to embarrass him. Instead, I watch in silence as he rings the bell twice. When he turns back to face me, I give him a nod, then prompt him to return to the offering box. One last thing. I bow twice, clap twice, and give a silent prayer while closing my eyes, making sure to thank the shrine god. From beside me, I can hear the soft breathing of my new friend as he follows my lead. Opening my eyes, I give one last bow before walking away. Taro does the same thing and trails behind me. Wait. Come to a stop, the lion stopping a moment later. He looks at me in confusion. We should inscribe our wish on an ama. Turn sharply and walk towards the ama stand, followed closely by my companion. My eyes light up when I see the price printed above a money box. 500 yen, huh? That's way cheaper than in Osaka. I look over my shoulder at Taro, only to notice he's uncomfortable again. I don't think I'm getting one. Huh? Why not? He whispers so quietly I can't make out what he's saying. Sorry, I didn't hear you. He gives a very long sigh before closing his eyes and shaking his head. I can't afford it. Oh. I didn't think for a second he'd have a hard time paying. Suddenly feel very ashamed for bringing up the amas, especially after he told me about his mom's constant struggle with money 2 days ago too. Seeing the lion stand there with drooped shoulders, I decided to do the only thing appropriate I can think of. Mr. Nishimura! I ignore his cries as I bring down 2 ama plaques. I place a 1,000 yen bill into the money box, then turn to Taro and hand him one of the amas. Here, Taro. A gift from me. Lion's eyes widen before staring down at the plaque. Thank you, Hiroyuki. Just like at the Yoshima Inn, he called me by my first name. I kinda like how it sounds, so I decided not to say anything except for the obvious. You're welcome. Anything for a friend. Taken by surprise as I'm pulled into a sudden embrace. Hooray! Character development! And not Hiroyuki, and not Kyoji's version of character development, which is a character demolition! My eyes are wide as my newest friend holds me close. Mr. Takahara is right, you really are a caring person. Rub the back of my head, giving a soft chuckle. Gives a slight appreciative bow before turning back to the ama stand. Picking up a permanent marker, he writes his wish on the back of the plaque. I smile and do the same. I wish for me and my friends to get the most out of our summer vacation. Sound of marker squeaking against wood continues beside me. I find myself from looking over at what he's writing. It seems he's wishing for help protecting his mother and hoping for his father's well-being in the afterlife. I know it may seem a bit much to ask for, but there it is. I raise my hands in front of me and shake my head. No, there's nothing wrong about it at all. Try to smile at him, but it's hard now that I know the reason he wanted to do this. It's a wonderful wish, Taro. Thanks. Watch as he walks to the nearby ama wall. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a pocket watch. Slowly make my way to his side. This watch was my father's. Hopefully the shrine god will be able to take it to him. Even though the doors are closed behind us, I feel a faint warm breeze blow past my cheek. Taro takes a deep breath before reaching forward and hanging his ama, wrapping his father's watch around it. Compared to his, mine is a little... Hang on a sec. Scrambling around my pockets trying to find something. Aha! Feeling my fingers touch something, I excitedly pull it out, only to sigh. Taro looks at the object I'm holding before suddenly twitching. I cock my head to the side, confused and concerned. This shrine got a bad breath, Hiroyuki! My face burns red while putting the pack of chewing gum back in my pocket. No! I end up joining him in laughter. Very funny, dude. Try to sound serious, but I'm laughing too hard for it to work. After a few minutes, we finally manage to calm ourselves. Taro glances upwards, rubbing the back of his head. Thanks for joining me, Hiroyuki. I don't know if I could have done this without you. Nah, I didn't do anything special. I mean it! I didn't know what to do, and having you nearby made it easier to ask the Shrine God for help. Try to say something, but I'm speechless. Also, you didn't freak out when you saw my wish. It's none of my business, Taro. Unless you want it to be. Hearing myself say those words caused me to inwardly wince. It sounds so harsh when I put it like that, but Taro only smiles wider. Yeah, I appreciate that. Such refreshing change to not have someone throw themselves at me in an insincere attempt to help. Chill Hop Gamer Channel number 39. We leave the chamber together and arrive in the courtyard.
Hi, how'd it go?
The wolf is hard at work. When he spots us, he drops everything and waves. It went very well. Hiroyuki helped me remember how to purify myself. Shun blinks, noticing Taro's use of my first name. Before he can say anything, I give a subtle shake of my head.
Really? That's cool, so what are you gonna do now?
Shun takes the cue and doesn't bring it up, thankfully. I was actually wondering if you needed some help. Shun's eyes light up and his tail starts wagging rapidly.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it. What about you, Hiro?
I'd love to... I suddenly remember the huge list of errands Grandma gave me. With an embarrassed smile, I'll take a step back. Actually, I'd love to, but Grandma needs me to do a bunch of stuff for her before tonight. If I want any chance of doing them, I have to start now. Give a remorseful bow and flatten my ears back. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't worry about it. Take care, Hiro.
The lion gives a polite bow to me and I follow in kind. I'll see you both later. What's up? I wave one last time to them before heading towards the stairs leading back down to the village. At least Daft Punk didn't steal our goddamn cigarettes this time. On my way, I pass by Mr. Kodori. Looks over at me with a blank expression on his face. Try giving him a polite bow, but all he does is slightly incline his head and says nothing. I sigh, continuing for the stairs. When I finally make it to the bottom, my mind goes back to Taro. Seems to be feeling more comfortable around me, which is nice. His dedication to helping his mom is very heartwarming, which reminds me of the relationship I have with my own. Despite all this, I'm still unable to shake off an uneasy feeling. Boys in the dark. Let's see. Find the eggs at... I look down at the errands list. Ugh! I've been shopping for hours now! Figured I'd be done with it in a flash, but for some reason all the things I need are spread out across the whole town! Top it all off, I don't know where half these places are! On the corner to an alleyway. The directions suggest the place I'm looking for should be near the end of this road. Thought I knew downtown Minasato pretty well, but Grandma's list of teaching is leading me to depths I never thought existed. Come on, Hero. The directions say the butcher is in the same district as the corner market. This isn't rocket science. No. Wait, what? Oh, it's his dad's balls. Never mind then. Doesn't help that the temperature's crazy today. I suppose I could try calling one of my friends for help, but it's not like many of them have cell phones. So if I told someone I got lost on a grocery run, the group would never let me live it down. For a second, I thought you said Kunosuke's balls, but it's not his balls, so we're fine. If my estimations are correct, the road I'm looking for should be right around this corner. Oh! I unexpectedly bump into someone's snout first. Ow! My nose! I gingerly rub it, tears blurring my vision. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry for jumping out at you.
No. It's my fault. My apologies. Hiroyuki? I recognize that voice. Once the pain subsides, I rub my eyes to get a clear view of who's asking. Shin? Oh, you don't know how happy I am to see you. Without warning, I lunge forward and embrace my friend. Hero? Realize what I'm doing and release him, rubbing behind my head in embarrassment. Sorry. You're sure acting weird. Is everything alright? I stopped for a moment to consider my next move. I could tell Shin my predicament, but is he the kind to hold it against me? Nah, probably not. If you're going to stand there catatonic, I've got better things to do with my time. I was just thinking. My face turns red at what I'm about to confess. Okay, please don't laugh at me. His eyes tell me that I can trust him with this information. I'm kind of lost. Grandma sending you on errands, huh? Let me guess. You're looking for the butcher, right?
How did you know that?
Let's just say I've had my share of challenges shopping here, too. Need some help? The sun starts to set when we finally finish the grocery section of my list. I'm really lucky you were around, Shin. I had no idea where anything was back there. You're welcome. It's really inconvenient not being able to use my cell phone out here. Really? I think I get along just fine without one. Yeah, well, once you've had one, it's hard to go back to this. By the way, I never asked what's in the bag you've got there. Point at the bag hanging over his shoulder. Were you out buying something too? Why are you asking? Does that surprise you? Okay, hero, choose your next words carefully. Kinda? I figured you had people around to do that for you, like your butler, Mr. Maki. I'm capable of doing my own shopping here, Yuki. Besides, I like being the one to pick out fresh produce. Aw, has a little black cat finally taken root in Minasato? It's a farming village, so it makes sense we'd have the freshest produce around. Yeah, but aren't your parents, like, paying someone to do this? I'm tired of leaving everything for somebody else to do. Not a child anymore. I'd like to be able to do some of the everyday tasks myself. I look at it like an exercise. I browse around, pick the produce I want, check to see if it fits the budget. Oh. That's so... You know, Shin, that's surprisingly normal of you. Surprisingly? Yeah. It's cool that you're taking the initiative on stuff like this. There's only 2 of us in that house. I can't make a Maki do everything. I don't know what image you have of me in your head, but I don't live a life cut off from reality. That's what I'm saying, Shin. Come on, hero, you're losing him. I'm just saying, I think it's cool you're helping out. Kind of like me running errands for Grandma today. Oh. Thanks, I guess. I suppose I'm a little sensitive to people stereotyping me as the spoiled rich kid. That's not what I was getting at. I'm sorry if it sounded like that, Shin. It's fine. Great! We were doing so well, then I go and sour the mood by opening my big fucking mouth. Shin suddenly leans forward, holding his chest. Shin? Shin, are you okay? I'm fine. Just my asthma. Nothing to worry about. He continues walking ahead of me. Alright. I catch up and walk with him a bit, trying to make conversation. But he stays quiet and gives me only one-word answers the rest of the way. We eventually reach a fork in the road. I'm heading home. Good luck with the rest of your errands. Oh, right. See you later, Shin. I wave at him as he heads for the crossroads. I hope what I said didn't offend him. We're gonna leave off here tonight. So, Scream. Scream. Stay safe. Have a good night. And I will see you all tomorrow.